landlords give money to the politicians who's running for office, it might draw some kind of conflict that, you know, some kind of conflict. How do you feel about that?
I believe, right now, I don't really think that's right. Because if you trying to buy your way into something, you know, and then you still forgetting about problems that tenants facing here at Lighthouse Plaza, that's not, you know, that's not good.
So you saying that what's going to happen is the politician is not going to fight for us. They'll make excuses for the landlord. And see, I think that need to be addressed with the legislative body here in the local government, that landlords should not put money into politicians, whereas if they voting or whatever, because sometimes it causes a strain. And it might seem corrupted because of the fact the politician might say, well, there's nothing I could do about it, you know, because you know that we had that problem, you know, with support, landlords supporting politicians, and you know, that politician really didn't fight for us. So I want to just bring that to you. So thank you for coming out, Derma, of your busy schedule. And thank you for being honest.
Yes.
And keep on the fight.
I will.
Okay, thank you. Good afternoon. We have Miss Cheryl King here from Schoolhouse Apartment, has been an advocate in Atlantic City for approximately 9 years. She is one of the strong advocates, and I admire her, even though she don't get the proper recognition that she should. But she's one of the leading advocates here in Atlantic City. Hi, Cheryl. How you doing?
Hi.
Glad to see you today. So let's talk about Schoolhouse when you started forming the Tenants Association there.
Okay, well, around 9 years ago when I started, there was no tennis association at all. The building was rat infested, roast infected, deteriorating, absentee landlord. So what I did, I think I met you, and that's when we got together,
Right.
And we graded
Atlantic City HUD Tenant Coalition.
Yeah. And at that point, we got together and we formed the Tenants Association. We got the legal right to legal aid, what to do. Then we went on from there. We start. I couldn't find a landlord, so we went to our public officials, this council meeting, and we complained. We marched. Then at that point, we started getting the press started recognizing us due to the poor conditions that we was living in.
Right.
Right.
So you remember Mr. Frank Hutchison, the one that really started the Greater Atlantic City HUD Tenant Coalition from Newark. And when we started down here, you was one of the first board members actually on the board that really went out and fought for those residents.
Yeah.
And so how do you feel about, after you did all this hard work, you're not getting the proper recognition that you should get from your politicians, from the, you know, the political people in power?
Well, I wasn't really looking for recognition. It's just, as me as a single black female, we don't have many men backing us. Well, even when we marched, it was women.
Right.
And what I did was, because I lived there, came from my heart. Right now, we did turn our building around. It's a completely different. We have no support from our police department, no support from our mayor. I asked Mayor Langford to come and take a look at the building now. He told me that he'll take my word, and he's only a block away, like 2 blocks away.
Right.
I'm not looking for recognition. The only thing I'm looking for is if we can do it, somebody else can do it. You know, if we took where we live at and turned it around, starting with the tenants, it should be known that it's possible. You know, everybody got together and really cared about where they lived at. It can be done. There's more good people than bad, but the good people sit back and let the bad people outweigh them. And we need to, you know, it need to stop. It can be done. I done it. I didn't do it alone, but it's done. But it's sad that people don't know what was done here. All you heard about how bad Schoolhouse was.
Right.
And for the years after years after years. And then we got to, right now we do have a good owners.
Mm-hmm.
Where the building is better. The kids can come outside and play now.
Mm-hmm.
You don't hear anything about it. You don't see no press about it, no news about it,
Mm-hmm.
or nothing. The only thing they're concerned about the bad in the city. But it's sad that the people that we put in office is not backing us. Only time you see them is during election time. And sometimes you don't even see them doing, you know, I don't think I've been seeing him during election time. He might have walked past, I don't know. Or I walked past him, you know, out there on the street somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
But I offered the mayor to come and
Right.
take a walk through schoolhouse
Right.
and see the difference that the tenants have made. And up to this day, yeah, I have not seen Mayor Langford on their property.
So this is what HUD talks about. It talks about resident participation, caring about where you live at. And you was one of those that cared where you live at. And I know that you and me used to talk on the phone late at night, and I will see tears in your eyes because you love where you live at. And it wasn't about, you know, what they were saying about the people, but you love your people. And, you know, and I find that you were so passionately about getting that building together. You didn't care if you went to the council meeting, you might have aggressively said some things, but I mean, we look, you know, as an advocate, they look at us as being violent, but violent been done to us. As you know, my cars was bombed, and I believe that it has a lot to do with advocacy. Now tell me, since you've been advocating, all the retaliation you went through to get to this point.
My car has been keyed. I got $1,000 worth of damage to my car, which have been repaired. My tires has been sliced. I have been physically jumped, which is on tape. I have been physically lied on. People will attack me, and it's on camera, and they'll go down City Hall and sign a complaint and say I attacked them. I've been in and out of court for the first 6 months. We took over in August 27 of 2 years ago. And for 6 months of hell, first we went through it with the outsiders, all the drug fiends and the drug dealers that we wouldn't let in the property without ID. Then you also have to deal with your own people on the inside.
Right.
You know, it's sad that the people where you live at also is against you also.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right to now, I'm most one of the hatest person in Atlanta City because it's just in here. I don't know why I do it. Mm-hmm. And I don't have no babies that I got to worry about, but mm-hmm. I made a way for the other little kids to come outside to play. And the owners seen it in me. What I'm doing now, I'm getting paid for, but I was always doing it without pay. And I didn't get, paid off for anything. It's just that what I'm doing is just here. It was already there. And the new owners read about me, and they heard about me, and they figured, let's see what the tenants would do. I complained about the security mm-hmm. department. I complained about them bringing white guards in a black neighborhood. All they did was laugh and they made us like, I had heard them make jokes saying how black people look like monkeys and everything. Mm-hmm. And I went to the new owners, and he did listen. So, sometimes it's sad how your own people are against you, you know. I'm a human, I heard, but I have God. And the only reason why I stand here today, because God has my back, and that's why I'm still, I guess tell them keep his shield on me, Whatever I do it's just in me. They don't fear me. Mm-hmm. You can't let them put fear in you. Mm-hmm. Even sometimes you are scared, you can't let them know it.
Right.
I'm not going to say I haven't been scared at times. Right. But I put my faith in God. Right. But it's sad that we don't have our community, our politics and our mayor, our councilmen, and out there backing us. Mm-hmm. And like they used to say, the schoolhouse used to be like the Carter. It used to be like New Jack City. Mm-hmm. Right. It was like New Jack City. Right. And it took. I don't want to take the weight. I know I'm the only one that really hung in there through it all. Because, you still here with me. But, I had a whole board. Right. And I don't think none of them still there. But it's just something that was in me. And, it's like you have to make the best of where you live at. Right. And that's what my main concern was. They say you live in the schoolhouse. No, I live in 302 in my apartment. But I still had to go through these people to
Right.
get to my apartment. And it was sad when you get up in the morning when your kids get out of school, they got to walk through people smoking blunts and marijuana and kids inhaling drugs without choice. You know, that's what I used to hate when my little son would come home from
Right.
school and he had to walk through the breezeway and everybody out there smoking weed. I probably couldn't even pass a drug test and I wasn't even doing no drugs.